Our paper is all colored and our spine label is made, and we are ready to move on to the next step. We're ready to move on to the step in our project where we can start adhering our paper to our magazine holder. So we've got our magazine holder here, and I've got all my little label holders that I won't need. So I'm going to take those out. And I'm going to do things on this project the old-fashioned way. We're usually very snazzy and using the Cricut and all that jazz, but this time we're just going to, like I said, just old-fashioned way and kind of trace it out here. So like I said, the one nice thing about this paper is that in this project we can use this spine piece or this label piece here as our wraparound. So actually when we get done, it's going to be adhered to the holder, and this will wrap around so that when we put the spine paper on, it will nicely cover our corner there. But in order to get that effect, we need to measure our paper so that we get coverage. Unfortunately though, it's obviously not the right size. So we want to lay this down flat, and we want to make sure we've got our spine of the paper where we want it. And we also want to make sure that the bottom of the paper is lined up flush with the bottom of the magazine holder. And then I'm just going to take a pencil and trace down where I need to cut my paper off. Now you probably will also notice that when the paper is laid on the magazine holder, we've got this blank spot here, but we're going to take care of that, so don't worry. So I've just traced my angle here, and I'm just going to cut along that line. Handy dandy Tim Holtz scissors that cuts basically anything, including paper. So usually, if you're working with a pattern that's a little more random, you can just use this piece and slide it right underneath here like this, and then just trim off your excess. But that doesn't work because our pattern is running up and down. So what we're going to have to do is tilt it on the side here, and then take our paper and see how much we need in order to, actually we could just take one of our strips here. And what's nice is that at the angle we've cut it is the same angle that this is. So I'm just going to actually use this dotted line right here. I put that on like that. It will match my pattern similarly, and then I'll just have to trim the side and the bottom off. No big deal. So we're ready to actually apply our glue. And I think actually I want to trace this. So I'm going to hold this in place and actually mark where I need to cut this off. So I'm going to just use a little Flour Soft, and what's nice about the Flour Soft is that it is a little bit forgiving, so you can kind of slide it around after you get it on there a little bit. And the other thing is that you want to make sure that you get your glue all the way out to the edges, because you don't want any edges flapping around. But we did not decoupage this. You can certainly do that if you want a more sealed effect. And so we're just going to kind of flip this around and do the same thing, exactly the same on the other side. Then we'll be ready to adhere the paper to the spine.